Hello, good evening, or good morning, or good afternoon, wherever you are in the world, and welcome to another English live stream. It's really good to have you here, or have you watching on the replay if you're not here already. If this is your first time watching, hello. My name's Craig from the website mansioningles.com and from the podcast inglespodcast.com. And there you can improve your English, as we hope to help you with on this live stream. And if you'd like to improve your speaking, then you have one more day to get the 20% discount on my conversation. 20%, Craig? Did you say 20%? Yes, 20%.
Craig, did you say 20%?
Thank you, Lynn.
Wow.
20% discount.
Sorry.
My summer discount for the July summer course. The offer ends tomorrow. There are still places. So if you would like more information, you can contact me on the website englishcraig.com. And I'm more than happy to spend 10 or 15 minutes explaining the course to you on a Zoom call for no charge. So if you want to improve your speaking, that's the place to go. If you prefer more tailored help with your English, I would recommend this lovely lady sitting over there to my left.
Thank you, Craig. So if you're interested in having a course specifically made for you, then my business is putitlikethis.com, and I specialize in, if you have particular objectives with your English, something that you want to do with your English, specifically you. So it could be making a presentation in business or handling meetings, or it could be preparing for an exam, or it could be just holiday English. Basically, I try to make the course fit your objectives. So if you go to my website, putitlikethis.com, you can read a little bit more about the types of courses I'll offer, but the course that you actually get will depend very much on what you need and what you want to achieve in English. And you can contact me over the website too, over putitlikethis.com.
Putitlikethis.com. Fantastic. Well, if it's your first time watching, and if you've come back again to watch, please say hi. Let us know you're with us live. Where are you from? Where are you watching from? And I see that Hema is with us.
Hi,
again.
Hema.
Always a pleasure.
It is indeed.
She's excited to hear about songs today. Well,
it's interesting, Hema, that you're coming back to us, because we realized, Craig and I, after we had decided we were going to do songs today and lyrics, then a couple of days afterwards, I contacted Craig and I said, Craig, I've got a feeling we've done this before. And sure enough, when we look back in our archive,
4 years ago.
4 years ago. And so in order not to repeat myself, which is something that I'm very guilty of doing, as if you ask anybody in my family, they'll always go, she's always repeating herself. Well, funnily enough, I decided I was going to rewatch the video of the one that we did 4 years ago. And sure enough, Hema, you were on there. You were there. So I don't know if you can remember that you've watched this before.
Hema's been watching for a long time, yeah.
She has indeed. But anyway, Hema, you'll be glad to know that Craig and I don't want to repeat ourselves. So we studiously took notes about what we talked about last time. And we hope that we're not going to repeat ourselves today, but a little bit maybe.
Well, we're not going to talk about the same song.
Not about the same songs.
We've each selected 3 or 4 songs that we really like, and then 1 or 2 songs that we really dislike. And we're going to share some of the lyrics with you. We cannot play the songs, unfortunately, for copyright reasons, but we will give you the links to the YouTube video if you want to go and sing along, hear the song, read the lyrics on YouTube. Then I'll put those links in the chat for you. And we'll explain some vocabulary. As always, answer your questions. So if you have any questions about grammar in the songs, vocabulary, anything to do with the lyrics, then, of course, put your questions in the chat. We'll be happy to answer them for you.
Mm-hmm. And I can see that Paola's come as well.
Hi, Paola.
Paola's been here before, hasn't she?
She
Paola.
has, from Argentina, yes.
Argentina. Hi, Paola.
So shall we get started?
Yeah, let's get started. And I think last time as well, we have to say that we only did the lyrics that we loved. And I suggested to Craig as well, we should do a few lyrics that we absolutely hate. because honestly, there are some lyrics that I love to rant about. I don't know if you know the word rant. Maybe you better put that in the chat file, Craig. Which is when you rant about something, it means you complain and you repeat over and over again, and you get really quite angry about it. And I love ranting about some of the lyrics that I absolutely hate. So later in the in the class today, we'll be talking about those, and you'll find that I will be ranting.
But what's interesting is that Lynn shared with me a song that she really hates and that I actually like a lot. So you'll have
So
to
we're
wait
gonna
until the end of the live stream to know what song that is.
we're going to have fun today. It's a good job that we're remote, Craig. Then we can't,
We
beat
can't
each other. No,
beat each other up. No.
no. It will be all very friendly.
But we do have a music lover in the chat. Marcin from Poland is a friend
Oh,
of mine, and
hi.
we've shared music tastes a little bit.
Oh,
So
okay.
hopefully he'll like the songs that we've chosen.
Uh-huh.
Right, I think you're going to go first, aren't you, Lynn? So let's get the lyrics
Oh,
up
well,
on the
are we,
screen.
sorry,
Oh, what?
are
Go
we
on.
going to discuss those questions first or not?
Oh,
To ask
yes.
people, yeah?
Thank you. A couple of questions to get the ball rolling to kick off with. Is music an important part of your life? How important is music to you? And when and where and how do you like listening to music? Do you have a particular time of day or an activity that lends itself to you enjoying your music? And is it important to you? I remember my parents really didn't listen to music at all when I was growing up. There was no music in the house. So they really, they didn't like music that much. It wasn't part of my life growing up. So some people, they're not interested in music that much.
And
but
is it important to you now?
yes, it is. I wouldn't say it's a huge part of my life, but I do listen to music on a regular basis. Yeah. Yeah. And you, yes, go on.
Go on.
I was going to say, where do I listen to it? I listen to it sometimes at home if I'm doing a very boring, mundane task on the computer. I'll have some background music playing. I did this afternoon. I put some rock on to liven myself up. I listen to music in the car when I'm walking sometimes, when I'm visiting my sister because she absolutely loves music. So we have lots of conversations about music. So it's there in my life, but it's not like a huge part of my life. What about you, Lynn?
Well, I mean, I had a lot of music growing up because my parents did like music. We didn't play music or anything, but my parents used to listen to music, and my mum loves music too. And actually, when I was younger, it was a really important part of my life. And I remember spending hours listening to music. Of course, we didn't have smartphones and things. So it was the kind of thing that you filled your life up with, was music. And I realized actually that music in recent years hasn't been really a big part of my life. And funnily enough, after we realized that we had to do this stream and that we didn't want to repeat the lyrics that we loved of the songs, then I started like thinking, I'll have to look again what I'm going to
And
listen
think
to.
what songs you like.
And then I realized that I haven't actually been listening to a lot of music in the last few years. And I think there's a couple of reasons for that. One of them is to do with the technology, because now that the music, of course, I used to have loads of CDs and records in the time. And I used to it was so easy to actually look at the CDs, choose one and stick it on, and you could move around the house and you had your CD music playing wherever. And of course, I have the CD player and I still have the CDs, but we haven't got the CDs, like it's not a principal part. They're not on display. They're in my cupboard. So I've forgotten about them. And then, of course, the music system that we used to have, it's not really very good. And you're supposed to get them over Spotify on your phone. And I just can't be bothered. So that's the problem. And this last couple of weeks, because I've been listening to music for this podcast, I have just realized how happy I am. I went to work today and I was so happy because I was listening
that's
to
nice.
like an entire album on the metro, whereas I've been listening in the last few years a lot to podcasts. It's not
Same
that I
here.
don't
Yeah.
listen,
Yeah.
but it's because I'm listening to podcasts all the
Spoken
time.
word.
Yeah. And so I've decided my New Year's resolution on the 19th of June today. It's a bit late, halfway through the year, but my resolution is going to be to listen to more music.
That's
I
a
think.
very good thing to do. I don't have Spotify, but I do pay for YouTube Music because you get a very similar system to Spotify. Plus, you get YouTube with no advertisements.
Oh, that's nice.
So for me, those two things make it definitely worthwhile. And then on YouTube Music, like Spotify, you can make playlists. You can search for the old music you used to listen to. And I really, really enjoy spending time making these lists of songs that I used to listen to back in the day. Gemma says that music's an important part of her life. And she doesn't have a particular moment to listen to music, just when she feels like it, or she doesn't want to think. Yeah, when my brain is boiling over, I get too stressed or anxious. Just to put some good music on, really helps. And she listens to Spotify.
Yeah, when you said that you put music on when you're working on the computer, that's a problem for me because I can't multitask with music.
No, but only if it's a really repetitive, boring task. Not when I have to think.
No,
when I have to think, I can't
do it. No.
But say, for example, I'm copying and pasting things, for example. Then I put some music on because it's just a boring thing to do. Okay, let's get going. Otherwise, we're not going to have time to get through everything we want to show you. So I think, ladies first, Lynn's going to talk about a Miley Cyrus song.
Well,
before you start, Lynn, if you can't see those lyrics, if they're too small for you, please send a message in the chat and we'll try to make it a bit bigger for you. But hopefully you'll be able to read those words.
Well, I tried to pick something more modern, and so that I didn't find that I was just going to all my music of like 30, 40 years ago. So this is more modern because it's by Miley Cyrus, who used to be Hannah Montana, of course, and it's called Flowers. And I like these. Well, I love her voice because she's got a very raspy voice, but I like this this idea here. Now, if you watch our video of 4 years ago, the people who know, maybe Hema remembers, I love the one thing I like about lyrics is I like imagining myself as the protagonist of these lyrics. Even though they don't, I mean, this one doesn't replicate any situation I've ever had, but I kind of like the idea behind this. And it's like reading a novel, like I lose myself in the fantasy. And I like this one. So it says it's about a breakup between a woman and a man. And she says, we were good, we were gold. Now, that is a nice juxtaposition because we have a simile in English, which is as good as
gold. Yeah.
So as good as gold means that you behave yourself really well. And she's played with this and she said, we were good, past tense. We were gold, which means like we were the star couple. I think this is actually, well, lots of her fans think it is autobiographical because she was with a partner, I think Liam Hemsworth, I'm not sure. Anyway, he was an actor, and then they split up. So we were good, we were gold. Kinda dream that can't be sold. Now, kinda really means a kind of. So a type of. But because of the lyrics, then she says kinda dream, because of course sometimes instead of saying of, we say a kinda, and you don't hear the F. And it's been written like that here. So a kind of dream that can't be sold. So I think that kind of refers to the idea that, they sell a lot of their personalities, their influence, like they were a star couple. And so they were, but I think here it's sort of saying, well, I imagine it means that it was real, it was a dream, and it was a real kind of dream, and it wasn't something that you could buy. It was perfect. Yeah. We were right till we weren't. That means we were okay until we were not okay until we weren't, built a home and watched it burn. So we built a home together and then we saw it completely destroyed.
I guess that's not physically burning with fire. I guess that's
No.
just it was destroyed by the animosity and by them
Exactly.
arguing and breaking
And,
up badly.
and the house that they built was destroyed completely, or the relationship that they built. And she says, I didn't want to leave you. And again, we've got that American wanna, which is really want to, I want to, but when we speak quickly, you don't hear the T. So the Americans actually write it like that, wanna, because you say, I want to go. So I didn't want to leave you. I didn't want to lie. I started to cry, but then remembered. So then she remembered, I can buy myself flowers, meaning I don't need you to buy them for me. I can write my name in the sand. Of course, that's a very romantic thing to do, isn't it, when you're a partner and you write your name in the sand, but she can do it herself. She can talk to herself for hours, and she can say things that you don't understand, you being the partner. I can take myself dancing, which means she can go dancing alone, and she can hold her own hand. And I think that means that she can be independent. And then she says, yes, I can love me better than you can. And I don't know, I find that really sassy. I like that.
So she's okay with it in the end. She's come to terms with it, and she can
and
deal with it, and she's stronger.
And she's stronger.
At the end.
And independent. That's only the first part of the song, but I like that. I think it's kind of quite sort of, what do you call it? Reivindicative? Is that the word? Like it, no. What is the word?
Vindictive, not vindictive.
No, like it reivindicates your position. I'll have to look that up. I'm not sure. I think I might just be inventing English words there.
While you're looking it up, let's go quickly, because we did get a couple of comments come in answer to the question before. So Aldo tells us that he likes listening to music while sweeping or mopping.
Oh, yeah. Me too, Aldo. Yeah, me too.
You get in the rhythm, don't you? Especially if it's a fast rock tune, or if it's Freddie Mercury, for example, then you really get into the rhythm of sweeping. And Paula from Argentina, music's a very, very important part of my life. I grew up listening to, remember the preposition to after listening to all kinds of music, all kinds of music, because of my parents. Oh, you were lucky. My parents were not like that. Both were musicians and dancers. Wow.
Oh, wow.
So I listen to music all the time. If it's a habit, something you do regularly, Paula, you want to use the present simple. So I listen all the time to music.
Yeah. I've got revindicate. Sorry.
Oh, yes.
Can I come in there? So vindicate means that you demand and you take back your life. So when you revindicate, it means like she's taking back her independence. She temporarily gave it, to him or her partner, and because her partner and her have split up, she is revindicating her identity. Yes.
Put that in the chat. Revindicate.
Vindicate.
There you go. Fantastic. Okay, shall we move on? So I've only taken one verse from my song, which is a song that's very old now, a bit like me. Goes back to 1965. It was actually a hit. So back to the 60s. But I remember listening to it when I was probably in my mid to late teens, when I was a teenager. And I just noticed the lyrics of this song by Simon and Garfunkel. And I'll go through it with you. So the people bowed and prayed. That's what the Japanese do, don't they? They bow, they put their head down as a sign of respect. And pray, you pray to God, you worship, you pray to God. But they're not praying to gods. The people are praying and bowing to the neon god they made. And neon's a kind of a fluorescent lighting system. If you think of Las Vegas, for example, there's all these flashing lights and signs advertising casinos and restaurants. So especially at night, these neon signs light up. And they're really saying that people not so much spiritual and turning towards religion, but we're more worshipping modern things like advertising and money and technology instead of something spiritual, or instead of something tangible and real. And the sign flashed out its warning in the words that it was forming. I also love when you get two rhyming words there, like prayed and made and warming and forming. You often find that in songs where the vowel sounds repeat and they rhyme. I like the way it's almost, I think this song was the first time I actually noticed poetry in songs. Because before I noticed this song, it was kind of disco music and dancing, and I wasn't really listening to the words and the lyrics, but this song stood out to me. It really made me think about the words that I was listening to. And the sign said, "The words of the prophets are written on the subway walls and the tenement halls." The tenement buildings in America you often find in poor areas, in inner city slums where people don't have much money, and they have buildings that sometimes are full of people on very low income. There may be a drug problem, there may be a crime problem in these areas. And in British English, we'd call them housing estates, but in America, they call them tenements. And the words of the prophets, obviously prophets, people who are prophesying, they are the people you want to listen to. Not the people with the neon signs, not the advertisers. So I think what they're saying here is that you should really go to the people. They're the ones, look at the graffiti, look at what people are writing, look for the truth and the wisdom with normal people, and not with people that have the money and are trying to sell you something. And whispered in the sound of silence. So I think that's a very thoughtful verse of a song. And
it is. It's nice. It's very poetic. And the Simon and Garfunkel had a lot of those kind of lyrics, didn't they? They were very poetical in their lyrics. Very nice. I like that one.
You're going to kill me, Lynn, but I haven't got the YouTube links to your songs. I've only got the YouTube links to mine. So I've just put...
Have you?
I will do... While you're explaining the next one, I will put links to your... I'll go and get the links to yours. I'm sorry about that.
All right. But that's all right. You can just put it in YouTube and search for it. You can hear it too.
That's an oversight. So if there are no questions, we shall continue with another one from Lynn.
All right. Now...
Oh, I like this song.
I have to tell you, the Style Council. Now, these are a very old group, and they weren't together very long. It's Paul Weller, who used to play in the Jam, which I really liked. And then for about 10 years, I think it was about 10 years, he made this other group called the Style Council. And it's kind of like a bit jazzy. Well, I don't know. The style is very unique, I think, the style of music. And I have to tell you, it is the most upbeat music you can possibly think of. It makes you so happy. And this is what I was having in my headset today when I was going through the city. And it makes you so happy. So I definitely, if you want to be cheered up, this is the kind of music that you should listen to, because I think all of the things on the Style Council, I don't know, it's not just the words, but it's the rhythm. The rhythm just fills me with joy. But this song particularly I like, and I love the lyrics in this, right? So the song is called You're the Best Thing. And it's like really you're the best thing that ever happened to me. There used to be another song that was very famous before this one. I think it's by Aretha Franklin, but I'm not sure, but it's a different one, right? But it's basically you're the best thing, right? So it says, I could be discontent, which is unhappy, and I could chase the rainbow's end. Now, the rainbow is that colorful thing with the 7 colors that comes out after it rains, and there's the mythology that if you find the end of the rainbow, there is a pot of gold. That's like a myth. So if you are chasing rainbows, the idea is you're chasing kind of idealism, and you think you're going to have this big treasure at the end. Okay. And he starts and he says, I could be discontent and I could be chasing the rainbow's end. I might win much more. So it has the potential that he could win a lot more for himself, but he would lose everything that he has, all that is mine. Then he says, I could be a lot, which means I could be a big person. I could do a lot of things with my life. But I know I'm not, meaning he knows he's not marvelous. I'm content just with the riches that you bring. So I'm very happy with my life and everything that you give to me. I might shoot to win. So like shooting in a contest. So he might shoot in order to win something, but he might commit the sin. So commit the sin is doing something wrong in biblical terms. When you commit a sin, you do something wrong against God. And he's committing the sin of wanting more than I've already got. So he could try to win every competition, but then maybe that would make him greedy, too greedy, of wanting more than I could get. I could run away, but I would rather stay in the warmth of your smile, lighting up my day, the one that makes me say, hey. And then he says, because you're the best thing that ever happened to me, or my world. You're the best thing that ever happened, so don't go away. So this is like it's like a song that just makes you, it reminds you to be, it reminds me to be content. And honestly, when I listen to this, I don't just think, I mean, I think about my husband, but I don't just think about my husband. I think of all my friends and all my family and how important it is to realize the riches that all your friends and family give to you. And that really everything else we get preoccupied with doing in our life, like trying to have a better career or earning more money, or I don't know, anything else that you think you should be doing, that often we forget that we have, well, I'm very lucky, and I think I have so many great friends and family that, you don't really need anything else, So
You're
it makes me really happy, that song. And it makes me really content. And if you listen to the music and the rhythm, you'll see that it's a lovely song and it will fill you with joy.
And the album that song comes from is also a very good album. There's a good selection of songs on there. I can't remember the names.
It's called Café Bleu. Café Bleu.
Café Bleu, yeah.
Bleu.
Something Manhattan. There's a song on there about Manhattan. That anyway, a very good album. Yeah. I like the Style Council.
Yeah, it's great. And that's only the first verse. No, there's more verses, but that's only the first one. But I think that's lovely to remind you to be content with what you've got. And to remind you of all the things that you get from your friends that are not material, but it's like, I don't know, the warmth, the smiles, the companionship, and it's lovely. Mm-hmm.
By the way, while you're listening to this, if you can think of a song or a few lines of a song that you really like, then why not put it in the chat and explain why? And if you want to come in and join us, we'll be happy to have you come in and explain why you like that song. And yeah, let us know.
And if you don't like our lyrics, you can also criticize them and rant. That's all
Absolutely.
right
You
as
can,
well. You can
if you don't
definitely
like,
rant at us.
if you think this song is too mushy, if something's mushy, it's too lovey-dovey, too soft.
Too
Lovey,
sentimental.
lovey-dovey. That's an interesting expression. Too lovey-dovey, too touchy-feely.
Lovey-dovey and touchy-feely. They're lovely words.
Touchy-feely.
Yeah.
Then yeah, let us know. Well, yeah, nice, good choice, Lynn. I like that one.
You
Well,
like that one?
the next one I've got is a very very short verse from a song I really like, but there is a backstory. The backstory is the story behind why I'm sort of sharing the song with you. So let's look at the lyrics first. It's Many Rivers to Cross, originally by Jimmy Cliff, re-recorded by UB40 quite a few years
I
later.
remember that one with UB40. Uh-huh.
And it's quite a sad song after Lynn's happy, upbeat is how I would describe Lynn's choice. Very positive choice. Mine is quite negative. It's quite sad, and it speaks about someone being very very lonely. This loneliness won't leave me alone. I think that's quite obvious. I can't get out of this lonely feeling, get away from it. It's such a drag to be on your own. What's a drag? A drag is something very, very negative, something that really is like a pain in the neck. It really bothers you, and it's something that you don't want or you don't want to do. It's just a drag. Lynn, can you think of an example of something that's a drag? Doing English homework when you don't feel like it, studying grammar
gap fills.
waking up Monday morning and thinking of work, for example.
marking hundreds of exam responses to the same question. That's a real drag as a teacher.
Trying to find a parking spot in Valencia in June when all the tourists are here, that's a drag. Anyway, so it's a drag to be on your own. It's a negative thing. And my woman left me. And she didn't say why. She just went. She disappeared. Well, I guess I'll have to try. So I'll have to try probably to get over this. The phrasal verb to get over is to recover from something, to get over a fouled relationship, to recover from it. And why? Apart from, I really like this song because
I misunderstood that, Craig.
What? Go on. What?
So my woman left me, and she didn't say why. So I guess I have to try.
Oh, try to understand why she left me.
Why she left me.
Yes. Yes, that makes more sense, actually. That makes more sense. Yeah, thank you, Lynn. That's
typical man. Typical man. He just goes, "Oh, I have to try. Try what? The lottery?
Try to find someone else. try to find another woman. Yeah."
You just haven't got it, Craig. You haven't got it.
I'm a man.
You have to try to understand why she left you. Goodness me. Oh my goodness.
But that doesn't help, does it? She's left me. So what's the best thing to do?
Well, you learn for the future, don't you? You know.
don't make the same mistake again.
Again, exactly.
Whoops! What did I do wrong? What's happened here? This has gone.
You're giving away all our secrets.
Oh no! Let's go back.
We've upset Craig now because he doesn't know what he's doing. You see?
I'm sorry. Here we are, back again. So anyway, what's the story behind this? Well, I was listening to this song years and years ago when I was traveling by myself through Europe. And I did have a relationship with a girl, not really a woman. I was quite young, and she left me. And she
right. Hang on, Craig.
She left me.
Now, everybody, we have the $1 million question.
What did I do wrong?
40 years on, why did she leave you?
I don't know. I don't know.
Oh, superb.
I mean, oh no! I keep clicking on the screen. Stop it, Craig. I don't know why she left me, but the point is,
you haven't had any sleepless nights over that, obviously.
Well, I did at the time because it did affect me,
Did
and
it?
I just kept listening to this song over and over again as I was trekking and walking around by myself, thinking of the relationship and missing the girl and wondering why. I did think why she left me. I did try to think why she left me, but I didn't make that connection with that last line. That's interesting. So yeah, so that's the story of Many Rivers to Cross. And when I was traveling, it was the UB40 version that I was listening to, not the Jimmy Cliff. But the Jimmy Cliff is the original, and it's very, very good. I will put the link to that in the chat. So if you're interested, you can go and read the lyrics. By the way, it is very, very good practice for your English to listen to a song and also read the lyrics and
also
sing along.
Yeah, to try to sing along is really useful because it helps you very much with the rhythm of English and also with the word linking, like the way that those words like want to become I want to go. Which is not just American English. I mean, British people say that too. We don't always say I want to go. We don't say that.
I want to go.
So, and I think in music it's great because it trains your tongue, your voice to be able to speak quickly. It's very good for fluency to sing along if you can.
Actually, I was speaking to a student today, a friend of mine who's joining the course next time. It'll be good to have him back. But he's studied with me before, and he was speaking about his pronunciation. And I said to him, you've got very, very good pronunciation, very clear. But there's one thing you don't do. You don't contract words. So if you want to sound a little bit more like a native speaker, because he said something like, I will not be able to attend the first class. But he didn't say I won't. And you can see in the first line here, this loneliness won't leave me alone. It's very, very common in English to contract words like I am, I'm, we are, we're, we, will not, won't. And if you want to sound a little bit more native, then contract your words. But again, as I said to him, when you're speaking, it's perfectly clear. It's perfectly okay not to contract words. It doesn't affect understanding. Should we go to your next one?
Yep. Okay. What's my next one? Right now, we're ramping it up a little bit now because this is Leonard Cohen, and Leonard Cohen, I think, is very poetical.
Can I just say before you start, I was going to choose a Leonard Cohen. I was going to choose Hallelujah or another one, and I changed my mind. So it's really interesting that you chose a Leonard Cohen song.
The reason was I was looking at several because I love Hallelujah too, but they're actually they're about the same level of difficulty as the Shakespeare sonnets we were doing a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
They really are quite difficult, poetical. So I found this one because this was one of the easier ones, I think, to understand, but it's a challenge, I think, this one. Okay. So this is Bird on the Wire. Leonard Cohen isn't particularly musical. I mean, if you listen to his voice and the beats of the music, it can be quite depressing, to be honest.
It's more speaking than singing, isn't it?
It's more speaking, that's right. But I mean, I think the beauty in it is actually the words, the power of the words, and the way he puts the ideas together. Oh, Marcin's a Leonard Cohen fan. She says, I love Leonard Cohen. I heard this song for the first time in the movie with Goldie Hawn and Mel Gibson. The title is also Bird on the Wire.
Bird on the Wire.
It's beautiful. So it's like, and I like the message in this as well. He says, like a bird on the wire. And I think for me, the image is, you used to have those telegraph poles where the telegraph, like electric wires or the telephone wires, were visible. They were above ground. And occasionally solitary birds used to sit alone on the wire, and they would just be sitting there. Yeah. So it says, like a bird on the wire, like a drunk in a midnight choir. So somebody who's drunk and is trying to sing along. I have tried in my way to be free. And I think this is the idea that, we all have this feeling inside us that sometimes we just want to feel free, but sometimes it's a bit sort of you don't look as free or as sexy as you think you will be. You might be a little bird sitting alone on the wire. That's your attempt of freedom. Or you might just be you feel free when you're drunk in a choir, but you're not particularly free. So I also think the imagery in this shows the weakness of humankind, that it's not always as glamorous as we think it is. And then he says, like a worm on a hook. So the vision is somebody fishing, and they have the little hook, and you put a worm on in order to get the fish, and the poor little worm can't escape. Like a worm on a hook, like a knight from some old-fashioned book. So a knight, like the knight in shining armor from the medieval times. I have saved all my ribbons for thee. So in the old-fashioned stories about the knights, the knight used to do battle, and then he used to be given a little ribbon, and he would give the ribbons to the person that he loved to try to show what a wonderful person he was.
And thee means you, isn't it?
Thee means you. And what he's expressing in those lines is that he has tried to be a free spirit. He has tried to love whoever it is he loves with all his heart. But the imagery shows that it's not 100% successful. It's a bit silly the way he's appeared. And then he says, if I have been unkind, I hope that you can just let it go by. So if I've ever been unkind, can you forgive me? If I have been untrue, I hope you know it was never to you. So sometimes he hasn't been the perfect man. He hasn't been the glamorous man. He hasn't been the knight in shining armor, and he's apologizing. And then this last image is really strong. He says, like a baby stillborn.
Wow.
So this is and this is a really hard image. This is a baby. Sometimes you have a stillborn, and this is when the baby is born dead. So it's a baby with maybe lots of promise, but it's born dead. Or like a beast with his horn. So I have torn everyone who reached out for me. And that's an image like how he has destroyed people in his life. So obviously a baby is innocent, but of course, when it dies, of course, everybody around are destroyed. And I think this is such an image of human weakness, of how poor we are as people and how much we hurt people. And he's trying to apologize for the hurt that he's inflicted on others, or for not being good enough. Yeah. And it's quite sad, isn't it? But it's very human. And so I love it. I love it. Sorry, Craig, we can't hear you.
I'm muted.
You're
Sorry
muted.
about that.
Sorry.
Yeah, I was looking for the link sort of for this on YouTube. Yeah, Martin said another song that, oh no.
No, she said it's from I'm Your Man. It's from the...
Everybody Knows. Another song that I love is Everybody Knows by Leonard Cohen. Yeah, that's a very powerful song.
And Javi has put his little emoticon. It's a very gloomy poem. It is. But I think it's a very sort of realistic poem as well, about the fact that we're not always perfect, that we as human beings do damage people, either or we are ridiculous sometimes, and we're not always the best versions of ourselves.
No, we're not.
So it's a bit of a contrast, isn't it, to my style council? So you can listen to this one, feel quite sad, and then you can put on the style council and be really happy. Again,
I think because Javi beat me to it, he put "the" means you, and I think he remembered that. Did you, Javi, from the Shakespeare live stream that we did a few weeks ago? Well done.
Yeah, well done, Javi. Yeah, well done.
Well, I'm actually going to skip the next one just for reasons of time because we do want
Okay.
some time at the end to share with you songs that we hate.
Oh yes, let's
So
get to the haters. I
I'm only
want to
going
get to the
to
haters.
share one more with you, and
Uh-huh.
that's this one here. It's by Tom Waits, and it's called
Uh-huh.
Martha. And it's not a complicated song, but
Uh-huh.
it's also quite sad, and it's about well, I'll read it and see if you can guess what you think it's about. Okay. Operator number, please. It's been so many years. He's obviously phoning someone. Will she remember my old voice while I fight the tears? So he's upset, isn't he? He's sad. Hello, hello there. Is this Martha? This is old Tom Frost, and I'm calling long distance. So don't worry about the cost. Doesn't It's an important phone call, isn't it? He's not worried about the money he's spending. 'Cause it's been 40 years or more. Now, Martha, please recall. Meet me out for coffee where we'll talk about it all. Again, notice those rhyming vowel sounds at the end of the lines there.
Mm-hmm.
And this is the chorus. This is the verse that repeats a couple of times during the song. And those were the days of roses, of poetry and prose. And Martha, all I had was you, and all you had was me. There were no tomorrows. We packed away our sorrows and we saved them for a rainy day. So again, it's quite a poetic set of lyrics here. And I feel so much older now, and you're much older too. How's your husband? And how's your kids? You know that I got married too. Lucky that you found someone to make you feel secure. 'Cause we were all so young and foolish, now we are mature. So it's a relationship that existed in the past, obviously quite a strong relationship. There were no tomorrows. We didn't think about the future. We were so together that we just didn't worry about what was going to happen. All I had was you, and all you had was me. But obviously, now he's a lot older. He's meeting her again. And what do you think it's about, Lynn?
I think it's because I think he's feeling that maybe he made a mistake years ago for not continuing the relationship, for not keeping up with her. I think he's reminiscing about the relationship. Maybe he regrets that the relationship didn't follow. And I think when he said it's me, Tom Frost, I think we have to explain who Tom Frost is. Well, it's Jack Frost, isn't it? Because Jack Frost is a figure. Frost is what you get in the garden when it gets very, very cold and the water freezes. That's frost. And Jack Frost is quite an evil figure, Jack Frost. And I think the fact that he says this is old Tom Frost, maybe he was very cool and reserved, and maybe he froze her out when they were younger. That's what I
Interesting.
think there. I
Yeah,
don't
it
know.
could be.
Maybe his
No,
name
it could
was
be. Or
Tom
maybe it
Frost.
was just that. Yeah, I didn't think of that actually. That's
Because
interesting. It
Tom
could be.
is his name, isn't it?
Tom Waits. Yeah.
Yes. And he said, this is old Tom Frost, because I was Tom. I was the cool one who didn't maybe want to commit, who didn't want to, at the time.
Yeah.
And now he wants to talk about it all. Yeah.
So yeah, I think it's a song about regret, maybe memory, looking back, reminiscing, and a lost love, a love that it didn't work out, but he seemed quite happy that she was happy, and I just like it. I just think
it's nice.
it's quite melancholy, but it's nice.
Melancholy, yeah. Can we go to the ones that we hate now?
Yes, the ones that we
Even for 10
hate.
minutes. Can I start with the one that I really hate, that you love? Not that one. You have to go
Oh,
to
not
the
that
end.
one.
No, you have to go to the
Oh,
end.
that is the end. I don't think I've got it up here. Oh, you're going to kill me. Hang on a second.
You had it before. You showed it before. You showed it to me before.
Oh, was it on there?
Yes, it's on there. It's on a white one, though.
Oh, I'm sorry. It must be before this.
There-
Then. Oh, here
there-
it is. Yep.
Yeah.
Got it.
Right, now see that big thumbs down? That was my slide. Because I hate the Smiths. God, they are whingy. They are horrible.
And where's happy?
They spoil my ears. Like, they really make me so annoyed. And the thing that especially makes me annoyed is this verse. Because first of all, the song is just not happy. And you know that I'm an optimist, right? I'm a cockeyed optimist. So why would I want to listen to a song that says, heaven knows I'm miserable now? You know, I mean, God, that is so depressing, right? And then if you listen to these words, these lyrics, I think to myself, how could somebody make something like that? He said, I was happy in the haze of a drunken hour. So the only thing poetic about that is in the haze of, because haze is like a sort of cloudy vision, isn't it? That's a haze when you can't see clearly. Yeah, that is a bit of a poetic touch, the haze of. Right?
There's also alliteration going there. Alliteration is where you have the same sounds of words. Happy, haze. Well, you don't say hour, you say hour, but no, happy in the haze. That kind of, those sounds are quite poetic.
I think he was getting lucky there. I think that was just by chance. I don't think that was by deliberation. And then he says, but heaven knows I'm miserable now.
Heaven knows I'm miserable now.
God. And then he says, I was looking for a job and then I found a job and heaven knows I'm miserable now. I mean, you know, what is that about? Apart from somebody who is really feeling sorry for themselves, but I have no pity at all for that person. I'm sorry. I mean, you know, you read Leonard Cohen, you know, and he's like, you know, thinking about humanity. You read Miley Cyrus and she's, you know, reivindicating her independence after having, you know, possibly given up her independence with her relationship. You know, I mean, they had a bit more depth of thought. Javi says it suggests the Smiths only loved drinking and now working is a nightmare. Exactly, Javi. But is that really, I mean, is that telling us anything that we don't already know? You know? A lot of British people think, oh, here's Martin. Martin says a lot of British people think that Morrissey is an asshole. Yes, I do. And I hated the Smiths. But Craig, you love them, don't you? Craig, we can't hear you again.
Sorry, I was finding, because I think it's only fair to let people watching make their own minds up. So go and listen to it. There's a link in the chat. Heaven knows I'm miserable now. I don't love it. I quite like that song. I'm not a huge Smiths fan, but I do like it. There's something about the way he sings it. There's something about the tonality. And Martin will...
It's miserable. It's miserable.
Martin will know
it sounds miserable.
In the conversation course, I spend some time on tonality and using a voice and the intonation of the voice. And I like the way he sings it. I do like the way he sings it. And it doesn't depress me. I quite like the song. I don't feel depressed. I feel depressed sometimes when I listen to blues music, really heavy, sort of Mississippi Delta blues. But I don't feel depressed by the Smiths.
I mean, in fairness, Leonard Cohen makes you feel depressed sometimes, to be honest with you.
Yeah, maybe.
It can make you feel quite blue. But the thing is, at least he has a deeper meaning. The problem is, I have a problem with that because I just find it so banal, you know? The message is so banal.
So you mean there's no message there?
There's no depth to it. It's just so obvious, yeah? I mean, if you were looking for a job, you found a job, and then you don't like your job. You know, it happens. Get over it, you know? Go and listen to the Style Council and be grateful for what you've got in life.
Yeah, that's an opinion that I don't agree with, but you're...
I told you I was going to rant.
Yeah, it's rant away. Now it's my turn to rant because a song that was very popular when I actually moved to Spain back at the end of the 90s was this song by Aqua called Barbie Girl. And it's the only song that they played in pubs and clubs and bars everywhere was Barbie Girl. Now, talking about banal lyrics, listen to this. I'm a Barbie girl in a Barbie world. Okay. Life in plastic, it's fantastic. Okay, we've got some rhyming there, but still. Not exactly poetry, is it? You can brush my hair, undress me everywhere. There's a sexual implication there. Imagination, life is your creation. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. That then gets repeated ad nauseum in the song over and over again. And even the music is crap. Come on, Barbie, let's go party. And it's just such a mindless song. And because it was played everywhere, it just made me want to vomit every time I heard it. So that's my hated song.
Well, I'm not a fan of that song either, but I do think it has a little bit. Well, I don't know. Was that made before the Barbie movie?
Yeah, whoa, yeah, a long time before. It came out at the end of the 90s.
Because, I mean, the Barbie movie was quite, the Barbie movie.
For all the Barbie girls out there.
No.
Nice one.
The Barbie movie did have a little bit of depth to it because it's talking about the superficiality of life.
Yes.
And if you look at that, you could...
Modern
there
life.
are arguments that you could say that is reflecting the superficiality of modern life.
In the same way that the Sex Pistols went against society and conformitism and...
Yeah, maybe it's the new punk.
Come on, Barbie, let's go party. It just... I just can't... no, I'm sorry.
Can I tell them my last one? Have I got 3 minutes for my last rant?
Is there another song here?
I've got Human. Yes, there is. No, not there. Before there, this one. Right.
Okay.
I hate this one. Oh, Javi, that was absolutely right. Javi's just written a comment. That was a very cheesy song.
Nice.
Great word.
Cheesy.
I love that. Well done, Javi. That's definitely an English word and a fantastic description. Cheesy, which means like it's what would you say? Kitschy, sort of like stupid. Yeah.
Too obvious and
obvious.
Yeah, like plasticky. Corny.
Right. And so this song, I really cannot bear when I hear it on the radio because I just think, what a load of rubbish is this? I can't understand what these lyrics mean at all. It was somebody who I think was coming up with lyrics independently because they thought, oh, that's a nice combination. That's a nice combination. They put them all together and it's supposed to mean something and it means nothing. So I can't, or maybe it's just me because I can't understand the poetry of this. But it says, I did my best to notice when the call came down the line. Up to the platform of surrender, I was brought, but I was kind. Now, that was giving me like reminiscences of armies, troops on the front line. Then it says, and sometimes I get nervous when I see an open door. Close your eyes, clear your heart, and cut the cord. Right, God. I mean, there's just too much imagery here going on here. You get nervous when you see an open door. You close your eyes. You clear your heart and you cut the cord. Cut the cord is the umbilical cord. I don't know what this is about. Are we human or are we dancers? That line kills me because I think, how can you say, are we human or are we dancers? I mean, dancers are humans, aren't they? Or what is that? My sign is vital. My hands are cold and I'm on my knees looking for the answer. Believe me, so am I, because I do not understand this song. Are we human or are we dancer? And I just don't understand the song and it kills me. But Hema loves it. Oh no, she says I always
hate this song.
Hates this song. Yeah.
But then she says Human is one of my favourite songs.
Oh my goodness. Hema,
so we're confused.
You're confusing me.
You are more confusing than the song, Hema. But when you mentioned something about the military and soldiers, that kind of made me think maybe because the platform of surrender, and then I get nervous when I see an open door. That could be the open door of an aeroplane. close your eyes, clear your heart, and cut the cord, because there's always a cord attached to the side of the plane that opens the parachute.
Okay. But what's it got to do with dancing? And are we human? And why is he on his knees if he's jumped out of the plane? I'm sorry, it's just too much for me.
Maybe it's Dancer. Maybe it's Dancer the reindeer, Christmas reindeer dancer. Wasn't there a dancer, a reindeer,
the name
Santa?
of the reindeer with Santa.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I don't know. It's confusing. Yeah.
Javi has said it's a hodgepodge song by the Killers.
Another nice word, hodgepodge.
Lovely word. It
A
means
mixture.
It's like a mixture of everything.
With no order, with no order or no
order,
sense.
no meaning. For me, this is the equivalent to a Mission Impossible movie. In Mission Impossible movies, I also get completely lost because they keep taking their faces off, and I think I understand. The plot, and then they take the face off, and then I've completely lost the plot again.
Yeah.
And this is the equivalent for me. I have lost the plot. Sorry.
Well, we hope you haven't lost the plot, and we hope that you will spend some time at least listening to some of these songs, not Barbie, please, the other songs, and look at the lyrics and try and learn some new vocabulary.
Yeah.
And let us know if you liked it or not. So, unfortunately, we are out of lyrics and out of time, but we will remind you, if it's your first time watching, where we're from and how you can contact us.
Oh, yes. So my website is putitlikethis.com. I'm an online teacher. I tailor-make courses to help you find your own voice in English. So if you have specific objectives and you want some online classes, go to putitlikethis.com and you can get in touch with me.
And if you would like to join my conversation class, there is still time, and there is still time to get the discount. So if you want to go to my website...
20% discount.
20%! Da, 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 da. Only until tomorrow. Only until
I'm the
tomorrow.
neon sign.
But if you send me an email, I might extend the discount for a day or two, because the groups are not full. So EnglishCraig.com if you want to work on your speaking with me and a group of lovely people online on Zoom, then go to EnglishCraig.com. You'll see some information. You'll also see the prices. You'll also see a button where you can book a 5 or 10 minute or 15 minute, however long it takes, free consultation, no obligation. I will explain the course, answer your questions, and give you an idea of where your level is and which course will be best for you.
But never say that you like the Barbie song.
But don't say you like the Barbie song, please. Because I might double the price. EnglishPodcast.com is where you can listen to our podcast. And if you're a Spanish speaker, and I know some of you are, then MansionIngles.com is where you go for some Spanish support for your English needs. Thank you very much for watching. We hope you've had fun. We have. So
we have.
We've enjoyed it.
I don't know if you've enjoyed it or not, because, of course, we haven't taught you a great deal of vocabulary. But
Emma enjoyed it.
Oh, good. Well,
Thanks,
the
Emma.
thing is, it's just a fun conversation, and at least you hear me and Craig, speaking English to each other. So it's a listening activity today, wasn't it?
It was. We will be back in 2 weeks with a different topic. So come and see us in 2 weeks' time. Same place, same channel, same time, probably.
Yeah.
Thank you for watching today, and take care. Have a lovely week.
Yes. Have a nice week. And listen to the music. Makes you feel happy, especially the style counts.
Dance to